So this is who we are, believe it or not. Usually we think of ourselves, or when someone is asking who we are, or I'm going to say that it's a very normal, natural thought to think of ourselves or of our body, and where our skin ends, we end. And maybe we may have a soul or not. That what is a soul? It's another, well, maybe we're going to talk about it today. But you can see in this image that this who we are goes beyond the physical body, and it have many different aspects, many different levels and levels of consciousness, and we're gonna talk about it in this video today. And I'm just gonna mention that looking at this image, it now in Christmas time, it really feels like the beautiful human Christmas tree. So
I think sometimes we'll even extend ourselves to believe that we're our thoughts, or our concepts about things and our intellect. But from this perspective, the human energy field, it's really clear to see that there's a consciousness in all aspects of ourselves, and that there's like a matrix that we connect to in the universe. And so we're not these totally separate beings defined by our skin and bones and all of the physical aspects, but we're much more guided by a bigger consciousness.
yeah, we are energy, isn't it? And the physical reality, actually, we now know that it's energy, and a more or less level of vibration, it becomes physical kind of thing, or what we call physical. But in other different levels of vibration, it really becomes different. And maybe we can go through all these 7 levels of the human energy field that we all have, and that they have different consciousness. And that also, talking about the human mind, many times we think that our mind is in our brain, and that's it, that all the memories are in the brain, and but the brain is more kind of an antenna, or an organ that processes this energy and brings it into the physical experience. But the mind, the human mind, actually, it's we could call it that all these different levels have different levels of consciousness. And I like to say that the mind is in all the levels, even though when we're going to go into the 3rd level, we call it more the level of the mind, because it holds more the human reasoning and the electric impulses that comes with thoughts and stuff like that. But the consciousness, it's in all the levels. So I like to say that the human mind, it encompasses all the different levels. So what level are we going to? Oh yeah, what?
I just like to think about, the healings for this month of January. They kind of represent a lot of different aspects of the human mind, which go far beyond from what we, our thoughts and our education and all of that. We start by doing an exploration of pleasure, and our mind is a place where we have all kinds of receptors for pleasure, for pain. You know, we hold the past there, we hold the present moment. So I think we really focus this month just on being with ways that we connect to our deeper, more divine mind. We go into our senses and work with the ways that we experience ourselves, which, you know, that's really how we derive information from outside of ourselves. And then we kind of go into the brain, which a lot of us feel very comfortable with. It's a culturally pretty comfortable place for, you know,
Yeah.
for us. We really like to analyze things and understand our universe. But to really stretch that and go into more creative places, and allow ourselves to just be more in touch with the divine consciousness in ourselves, you know, the divine consciousness and awareness in light, the parts of our, you know, as Manel was saying, we're going to go into the levels of the energy field, and these structured levels, they're made of light, but there's a consciousness, there's an awareness in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we should look at some of the beautiful.
Yeah, well, I was just feeling. Let's finish the healings, like you were mentioning, that we're going to have this month, and after the human brain, we're going to go to the creativity that you just mentioned. That it's such an aspect that maybe we are not so comfortable. Some of us, but it's really such a healthy, because we are actually creating all the time. So bringing with this beautiful energy field that we are showing, it's creating, it's moving energy, it's creating our reality. And then the endocrine system, which we know all the chakras are related to one gland in the physical as well. So beautiful aspect of the functioning of the mind in the physicality. The joints that we can be, if we have a more flexible mind, more likely we're going to have a more flexible body, and joints are such an important aspect in our movement and in our flexibility in life. Emotions, are emotions part of the mind?
I feel like the consciousness of emotions is very much a bigger aspect of the mind than we recognize typically. You know, like I think we often sort of set the mind as a rational place and the emotions as a irrational place. But I think there's more clarity and integrity when we allow our emotional body to flow, so that we can actually be more in our truth and more in our divine mind. So I see them as really interconnected. I think it's easy, you know, we often, like, we separate the levels of the field and we look at certain aspects because it helps us define things. But I think the really most beautiful image of this is when they all come together, you know, and we see all of those levels interacting, and none of what we are is separate, within ourselves or without ourselves.
Yeah, I like that, what you just said, that really allowing the emotions to be present in us really brings a level of authenticity and truth that just okay, the reasoning mind. I don't think that is the right word, reasoning, but anyways, the normal thinking mind cannot usually bring.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go into the nervous system as well, which yes, it's totally part of the mind, and how we feel in our body, and totally related to our capacity to be present or to be in defense or to be relaxed. And then we're going to end with the new healing. That is the first time that we're doing that, is the DNA healing, which is part of the mind, or it's junk.
Yeah, like, I mean, think of that precision, you know, when you even see that matrix of the DNA, like it is clearly something designed by a more, you know, intelligent source than any individual here.
Yeah, like seeing our energy field, we can see that divine precision in it. And that yes, I don't know if it's really designed by anyone, but there is a precision in the design that makes everything this experience possible. And so what do you think? Should we go to the different levels and talk a little bit about each one?
That sounds great. Yeah.
Do we start by the okay, let's just start by the first. Do not
Stay, yeah. Well, because I mean, I think that one we all relate to, right? We know our physical selves. We know that we're within a physical boundary as we individuate, as you know,
yeah.
planet. So yeah, let's look at the first level.
Okay, so the first level of the field, like you were mentioning, it's very much related to the function of the physical. It allows what we call the physical to rest in the in this template of the first level of the field, and it has all these beautiful, as we can see in the image, beautiful. It's so nice to have this image. Blue lines of light, blue that depending on we're showing the level, we're going to be showing the healthy levels here, how they are in a healthy state of being. But these blue lines of light, they can become sometimes a little less bluish, more greenish, and all that, depending on the state that we are and in life, you know, because this is life, and we are alive. And this first level of the field, it's really very related to bringing life to the physical function of the body. Do we have first level of the field everywhere?
Everywhere in our
body,
and in our, I think, in our consciousness as well. You know, I mean, the light, you can see from the image that these are fine lines of light, and those lines are also, there's an awareness there, you know, like this is all live, this is all part of our evolutionary aliveness. So, you know, sometimes this is obviously like an ideal photo, sometimes we're a little bit more dulled depending on what our physical health is, or we may not have, you know, clear bright lines everywhere, but I do think, yeah, it connects us to our feeling of being grounded, fully incarnated. You know, sometimes we have past life issues that we're still working through that would prevent us from being really bright and here, or we're working on trauma, or, you know, things that keep us from feeling vital, feeling alive on this level that is, you know, about vitality.
Yeah, I really like that thing of vitality, because it's actually that what we can feel in the first level of the field, and how the energy really flows through all these little lines of light and brings more life where is needed. The meridians of the Chinese medicine, they run into these electrical level of the field that we can call it electrical, because it's all these energy field is electromagnetic, but in the first level, really, we can feel it. Like sometimes we feel these electric impulses in us and all that, that it's the first level of the field. And the energy moves and goes to the different organs when they need more support, and maybe we can feel that flash of energy kind of working there, and we feel that doing the healings that we do all the time. But if you are not a healer and you don't work with the energy field, you may feel your energy field also in different ways, because it's part of, well, it's who we are, like we were saying.
Right. This is, I mean, we're looking at a very visual depiction of it, but I mean, it also, you know, you may feel it as a pulsation, or you may see a color like on your mind's eye. So it's not necessarily, we won't perceive it, all of us won't perceive it like this image, but it does give you sort of that, like, allow yourself to just sort of feel into it and what resonates with you about what you've experienced about being alive.
So great. So the first level of the field is, and it has a lower vibration, and every level that we're going to go through increases the level of the vibration of the energy. And we can talk, I think, about this beautiful multicolor second level of the field now. And it's beautiful and multicolor just because it is, but also because when we deep into it, when we feel it, it have all the rainbow of different emotions, human emotions that we may have in the second level of the field. And all the emotions, they have these different colors, and if it's very bright, the color, it may be a very intense emotion that it's being perceived, and also the whole level can be brighter, or depending on how we accept or how comfortable, I'm going to say, we may be with our emotional body. This, when we talk about the emotional body, this is our emotional body.
Mm-hmm.
What color do you like?
Well, and I was just thinking as you were saying that, like, this is beautiful and bright and amazing. And again, like, we have a lot, you know, we go through things in this life and past lives where we block ourselves, we block our emotions. We may learn that it's not safe to, you know, have a certain range. Sometimes, you know, especially negative emotions, you know, people classify like sadness and grief, and, you know, places where we try not to feel, and that can become kind of stagnant and dark. So this is a beautiful image of when we're really allowing. It's like almost like a child, you know, when you see a child go to express things, they just move through waves of emotion really easily. Most of us as adults have so many places where we, you know, have a bad experience expressing something, or, you know, so many different traumas. So I think, yeah, I think that anytime we can, as healers, recognize those places where clients are blocked or we're blocked, and just bring that vibration of compassion to it and allow that to clear. It's a lot of what we're doing when we're doing these healings with our groups is, you know, attuning to places where people are stuck, and just wanting to allow more flow in that.
Yeah, and working with this second level, it's one of the things that we do is that when the energy gets stuck, because in this second level you can see in this kind of cloudy different colors that they actually have a texture and that that if we know how to, we can actually grab and move them around, and even we can infuse different colors into a place in the body that we may feel that stuckness, and so we can really help heal the emotions, and then get more vitality in the emotional level, which at the end, it's one of the most important aspects of our energy field, talking that all the unstructured levels that we're going to be seeing, they hold emotions, and how important really to be healthy is to be comfortable with our emotions. Yeah, beautiful. So let's move to the third level of the field. Yellow lemon lines of light. Here it is. another beautiful structure level that also has lines of light like the first level, and and also brings this structure also to, we call it the level of the human mind. We just said that the human mind is everywhere, but because this level kind of, I would say, transforms the thoughts and belief systems, and makes a structure to bring them into the body, kind of thing. So look, what I just said, it may help you think that if you have belief systems that are very strict or limiting, or that are keeping you, I'm going to say, small, or that you believe about life, it's terrible or horrible or very difficult, and you really believe that, that it may help you to make this level that supports a lot of your energy as well, and the functioning of your body, and all that. It may help to this level to not have a lot of energy, that the energy doesn't flow very freely in it. What do you think about this level?
I think that we're, so just given how we are socialized in our culture, Western culture, I think we overdevelop this level. I think that we a lot of times we'll go to the third level when we're trying to access other parts of our self, because that's just where it's a well-worn path, and we'll go through our thinking mind to get to places sometimes. So yeah, I don't feel like most clients in the West have a real issue, at least accessing this third level. I think that we get there really young. I mean, even when we're like describing and labeling things as children, you can see that kids are learning to come to this place more. So yeah, but I mean, a bright, clear thinking, I mean, that's it, the gift of it is amazing. So we just want to, I guess, keep that in balance with all of our more fluid, loving and feeling levels, so that we don't become too focused on the mental, and think of the mental as the mind, when really we have such a bigger mind than that.
Yeah, I think that you are totally right, that just using a part of our energy field, it's limiting our experience and our capacity to be more who we really are, and really welcoming and accepting and embodying all the different levels and different aspects of who we are, and challenging ourselves, because it's an exploration that usually we are not kind of teach or shown since we are kids, actually being kids, that we are maybe more in contact with everything and flowing with everything. Many times when we are there, they say, no, don't do that, this is bad or whatever, and we kind of start associating in a maybe unconscious way that this feeling that we were having, maybe we were really having a full experience of creativity and flowing, feeling love, or then we start restricting a little bit that energy flow. So yeah, it's so important to accept all the different levels. And in this third level of the field, I'm always curious, because we can talk here like we know these levels very well because we are working with them all the time. We teach about them and all that, but there is something more. There is always something to, and in this third level, I know that there is the thought forms and what we call the human mind, kind of about reasoning and being able to discern things and all that, and to learn. But also there is this aspect of the intuition that the human intuition, that it's very much part of this level as well. And I think when we see a level like this one in the picture that looks so bright and so well balanced and full of energy, probably it have a very good balance between the reason and the intuition together.
Mhm. Well, yeah, and one of the other things that we're, seeing at when we look at the image are these beautiful open chakras.
Uh-huh.
So, the way into, or the access to a level is the chakra, the correlating chakra. So if you look at like the third chakra being a place where we're, sort of feeling and experiencing our place in the world, and other, we often have a lot of our relating with other people on this level. So I think, sometimes you even use that to go into more of a collective thought form, or like, to really sort of like become like, I can see how this in an unhealthy degree can become like kind of conforming, wanting to sense outside of ourselves to what is acceptable. And that's what we do when we're children and we're trying to like survive in a family structure or a culture, and understand, like, before we really understand who we are, is that can be kind of a way that we gather a lot of information and decide what's acceptable and what's not acceptable to be, so as we evolve and grow, and we learn like to express our core qualities and who we really are, we get another chance to, I think, kind of reassess the conclusions we've drawn.
Yeah, I like this word that you just said, of understanding. Understand it. I think this third level, it's a level of understanding.
Yeah.
Understanding the world, understanding reality, understanding everything from this level. It's a very powerful level in that way. So, and now we're going to move up in the vibration and up into the expanding farther from a little farther away from the body, and we're going to the fourth level of the field, that it's again another unstructured level that have multicolors, that they, like in the second level, represent levels of emotions, but in this level, it's more like in the second level, it's more related to the emotions of about ourselves, how we perceive ourselves and how we are with ourselves. In this level, it's more emotion related to others in relationship and in relationship to the world, and so it's a beautiful level, and we call it many times to make it easier to connect with it, the level of the heart. And it's not that in the heart we don't have all the other levels, we do, but in this level, really, it's a level of connection, and with the heart we do really connect with others as well. It's very different to connect with others from the heart and from the fourth level of the field than from the mind, to say something, a mind without a heart.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, beautiful multicolor levels. We can see that it have even different colors. Everything have all the colors have a more subtle kind of pinkish added into them in this level, and yeah, it's beautiful, and there is working like for in healing. Usually in this level we find a lot of energy that got stuck in relation in the and sometimes it's can be a slimish energy that these colors in some places they can become, if we get injured or if we get emotionally wounded or stuff like that, it can become like mucus, like, and we can work with that and bring these beautiful colors back again into life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what is this level inspiring you, Elizabeth?
Yeah, the beautiful colors and the flow when love is, freely allowed to move is inspiring. And I think also that we have wounds and all of these places in relationship where we've been hurt or decided to cover our vulnerability, or those ways that we have defended, and they can manifest in so many different ways, but especially on the fourth level, it can be kind of like a forgotten dark energy. We call it like, sometimes sometimes there's like, we'll find things in the field like beings or just deep forgetting in this place of forgetting who we are and who we are in love. And so sometimes when we work in the fourth level, we can go to past lives, other places that are kind of beyond the awareness of this current state. And it's good. Again, it's like another element of the mind. It informs us, it helps our understanding of who we are. So in these ways, the unstructured levels can really become part of our bigger mind and understanding.
Yeah, I really like when you mention love. Yes, the level of it's one of the levels of love, or I would say human love. Like the second level, it's more personal love. This is human love, and maybe the sex level, well, we'll talk when we reach it soon. But it's more divine love, or love beyond human restrictions. And also what you said about this, yeah, I think it's a good moment to mention that the first three levels that we just were talking about before, they're totally related to this lifetime, to this body, and to this experience. And starting by the fourth, that is this one, fifth, sixth, and seven, they, when we die, they stay together and they move on without the body, and they keep all these memories, and they keep, I'm going to say, the experience that happens, that we have experienced in this life. So the body dies, the first three levels that are very attached to the body, they dissolve with the body, and these other levels, 4, 6, and 7, I'm going to say they are part of the soul that goes beyond and keeps having whatever experience we're having after this physical reality. Yeah, great fourth level. And what about the fifth level of the field? Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, kind of like we were talking about in that, you know, mental level, the third level, we have access to a more spiritual, a more divinely connected type of way of living, like not as limited by our beliefs in this life, if that makes sense, you know? So this fifth level is, you know, really connecting to a more divine will for ourselves, you know, and you can kind of see it again, it's structured, very precise looking, like almost like the photo negative of
the blueprint, isn't it?
Yeah.
The word, yeah.
Yeah. So while you can see in the, you know, in our physical first level, our sort of desire to be here in this carnation, this is now like a bigger picture connection to the whole. What do you think? Yeah, what do you think about this?
No, I really love this level, because it's a powerful level that, to me, it shows that our connection with the divine in wanting to be in this lifetime, because it really our physical body comes from all these levels down to create, and in this fifth level of the field, it really creates the blueprint that is going to be the blueprint for the physical body. So we can see that, and when it's created, it creates the perfection. So of course it can be then all kinds of imperfections may happen in the lower levels that at some point can affect also this fifth level of the field, and we can work in this fifth level in healing a lot and in bringing back the original fifth level that for this organ or for the entire body, you know, and make it bring it into a state of closer to the, like you were mentioning, the divine precision that our bodies are designed to, for having this incredible precision that it's mind-blowing. Yeah. And in this level, it's also a level that we start having. In the fourth level, we do too have a spiritual support kind of thing, spiritual guides, but in the fourth level also sometimes we may find beings that are not so supporting of us in a way. but in the fifth level, we have spiritual support that it's unconditional, and usually the consciousness that they are holding, it's always the consciousness of healing and bringing that blueprint, that divine precision back into our experience, into our body. So, and this color is, I cannot stop looking at it because it's just beautiful.
Mhm. Yeah, and when you can really surrender your own personal
Mm.
will
Mm.
to this space. I mean, look at how specific, and it feels safe, right?
Mm.
Just looking at it. It
Yeah.
exudes that kind of place that you might be able to relax some of your personal
Yeah.
will to. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. That safety that comes with it when you are in because it's what we do. Even though all the levels, they are interpenetrating, the higher levels, they are interpenetrating all the other levels to the, when we can really focus into just one of the levels and feel the consciousness that is there. And in this fifth level, it really feels what you were just saying, safe space to be who we really are, safe space that we can be holding our own truth and in connection with the synchronicity of all creation. Yeah, beautiful space to be in. So what do you think about this incredible sixth level of the film?
Amazing. Yeah, the light here, just this, watching this it really reminds me that we are all light and a consciousness of light, light energy. Um, and I almost kind of I, I begin to lose that sense of ego importance when I look at this, it's
Mm.
like, it just connects me to a bigger love, a bigger, more than I could ever generate as an individual. So yeah, it's luminescent, and
Yeah.
it's really moving. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any other words at the moment. Just
Yeah,
feeling.
all these beautiful colors. Again, that it's fascinating to me how emotions translate into colors, but it's how it is. But in this level, they are like looking at it, it looks like almost galactic or cosmic. So it's these cosmic emotions that are going beyond, that are directly connected to the beauty of the divine experiencing itself in this creation, just with unconditional awe, you know.
Yeah.
And feeling connected with everything. So feeling that love for everything that is here, everything and everyone, and that is the sixth level of the film, that we all have in us, and we can tap into it. We can open up to really have it more present or not in us, but it really makes a difference when we are allowing this sixth level to be more present in us, because we feel really the benignness of this universe,
Mhm.
that that it's here to support us in this experience, all the time, and it's always here.
This is, I mean, this is a place, you know, when we are talking about like the emotions that we need to move through, like grief and trauma, like this 6th level, you can just rest in the in being held in unconditional loving presence, you know. I think it's something that we could definitely remember more because sometimes we get so into our own turmoil, and we forget that you can just you can come to a level that exists within and around you that always connects you to a bigger spiritual reality, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And like in the 5th level here, there are also benign beings. We can find guides, spiritual guides that are with us, that are always supporting us, not interfering, but supporting.
Mhm.
And if we need support and protection, we can find it here as well. And yeah, just a beautiful space to be and to claim of part of who we are. And let's move to the last one.
I'm gonna pull it up too.
To the incredible golden lines of light that it's our, like the skin is the last boundary of our body. This 7th level of the field is the boundary of our human energy field, and how powerful, looking at it, it really feels powerful to me. And I know that working with it has that power that it's more than human power, that it's we call it also the level of the divine mind, because it has all the understanding, the wisdom that is connected to the understanding and wisdom of all creation, of the source of everything, what we may call the divine or God. It's total connected with this high frequency of energy, and is in us. It's part of us. It's part of who we are. So,
Yeah, looking at this image too, like that vertical power current coming, you know, that direct channel from source. This, you know, obviously super open individual who is basically connecting themselves all the way to heaven and to the earth, you know. And you can just see the like vibrancy of that, the power, the healthy power that's held in that place. Non-expression of individual will or anything, just allowing, you know, it's like a birthright of ourselves to have that connection if we can get out of our own way, basically.
yeah, it's a level that really invites the divine to be present in a strong way in our life, in our day-by-day life. It is in us, and it's our choice to bring that consciousness into our life, or just keep it like out here, okay? And that and I think it's very beautiful what we are doing today, doing this explanation of these different levels, and because we all can see things that usually with our normal eyes are not that easy to see, even though we can see them if we train ourselves and we open up to really see all the level of the field. But we can, if we cannot see them, we can at least perceive them in us when we decide to put all our focus into it. And this 7 level of the field is just, I always like it, and I like the taste that it gave in my kind of metallic, but in a not that disgusting metallic. It's a beautiful metallic taste, gold, and it's yeah, like we were saying before, it penetrates all the other levels. And doing healing, when we connect these lines of light, the 7 level with the 3rd level, with the 5th and the 3rd. I like to connect many times it happens in the healing, the 7 and the 3rd, they come together, and they bring this beautiful, powerful structure for healing, for becoming more aligned with our divine presence in this human body. So, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I don't know. Well, we've been going through all the 7 levels, and in the beginning we started with that image of all the levels together, which shows the interpenetration of all the levels and I would, just to not make it too long, just to finish with the last thoughts that we may have. But so my last thought is that I'm continuously amazed working as a healer and working with all these different levels and with all the dimensions of the human experience. And I'm very thankful that life brought me into this space of exploration and then being able to work with these new aspects of who we are. They are not new, but new for until you learn them. So.
Well, and Manel, you've spoken a lot, before a lot of our healings, and recorded to our YouTube channel, like a lot of really good stuff, especially, this month related to our human mind. You've talked about truth. So if anyone wants to hear more about these ideas and working with energy, Manel has done a lot of great videos on our YouTube channel. And we want to open a question and answer to our clients, and we'll watch our socials and get that date so we can answer any questions that may come up around these things we talked about today, or anything else about receiving energy healing. Our hearts are very connected to making this available to people globally to feel supported by this amazing work. And so we just we're here for more connection and more community around it. And yeah, I do feel very blessed to get to connect with you today, Manel, and share these beautiful images our friend Erin created, and just talk more about the bigger selves that we are in the world.
Great, Elizabeth. It's been very beautiful sharing this, maybe almost an hour together, talking about who we really are and our energy field. So thank you very much, and we'll keep doing this good work or exciting work, and hopefully the word will be spread that we are doing this, offering these energy healings. And yeah, looking forward to be in video with all of you that may have questions and want to know more and want to participate. We're going to try to open doors for you to be more present with us. So thank you very much, Elizabeth.
Manel.